Hello, my name is Seney. I'm a student at National University in ITI 664. Today I'm presenting my research entitled Engaging Introverted English Language Learners in the High School Classroom. There are many different varieties of personality. Among them are the two opposites of introversion and extroversion. Introverts prefer to look inward to gain their energy and focus. Extroverts look to others, to people, to see, to gain strength. The purpose of this study is to provide teachers with an accurate method of identifying introversion among their students and the useful and productive teaching strategies that strengthen the language acquisition skills of introverted students. So rather than just looking at introverted students and judging them as quiet, the purpose of this study is to help to see the strengths that are inherent among introverts. The study is significant because it will help educators understand students better and encourage introverted students to work toward their strengths rather than feeling uh, negative about their own personality. The research is driven by two main research questions. First of all, does being an introverted ELL student impact achievement? And second, what accommodations and instructional strategies are most effective in teaching introverted ELL students? In chapter 2 of this study, there is a literature review. The literature review covers several different topics. First of all, how is what is the best way to determine if a student is introverted or extroverted? Certain previous studies use the Myers-Briggs personality test. However, many times it requires some money in order to do the test, and it's also quite extensive. So it takes a long time. Uh, Among the research, I did find that there is one uh, method of determining introversion or extroversion called the Learning Style Survey. It is also intended primarily for language learners. And so it is determined that that is the best way that could be used with high school students. A second issue that was considered in the literature review is how does personality affect language learning? And according to the various research that is out there, there is really no significant strength or weakness in being an introvert or an extrovert. Introverts tend to focus on the structure of language and tend to be very detailed and in focusing on getting the language correct. Whereas extroverts are willing to take risks, willing to step out, to be vocal, and um, and yet often do not have the mastery of the language. Some of the general insights that were gleaned from this literature review were that introverts benefit from small group learning and study better using the computer. It was also interestingly found that cultural background can influence personality types and preferences, and therefore certain cultures might have more introverts than others. The limitations of the current research were found in the fact that much of the research was done overseas among college students in China, other countries as well, and so there's a lack of research done in the United States with younger students. The research being conducted is qualitative in nature, since it involves a small sample and mainly subjective insights. Also, it focuses on uh, surveys rather than data, specific data. The study will take place during one semester of schooling and at one particular high school location. At that location, all ninth grade ELL students will be surveyed to determine introversion or extroversion. Among those students who indicated introversion, at least 10 will be asked to participate in the study. The content teachers of those students will also be asked to participate by providing simple accommodations. At the end of the study, the students will complete an exit survey and content teachers will be interviewed for their feedback. Results will be compiled and presented in a narrative form. After the initial determination of participants and upon completion of exit surveys, no personal student information will be retained. Information learned from the study will be shared with all applicable stakeholders, and every attempt will be taken to protect the privacy of the students' participants. The summary results. It is expected that introverted students will gain some confidence and will benefit from learning strategies directed toward them. They will see that their personalities are unique and valuable and that they can utilize their strengths. The participating educator should also see some change in student performance and should gain some empathy for introverted students in their classrooms. The study is limited, however, since students might not, since it's working with ninth grade students, and they might not have enough life experience to fully express their personality preferences. The limited time of the study, one semester, might also not produce any significant changes. Personal reflection. Implications for practice and teaching. The more information students know about themselves, the better. They can maximize their study time, feel less pressure to perform in ways that are not natural to them. It is also useful for teachers to know about their students so that they can make appropriate accommodations. Implications for further research. This study focused on introverted students, but it also indicated the fact that quiet students in class might be shy or indifferent. Further research is in order to determine how to deal with each of these separate issues. In conclusion, introversion is not a problem to be overcome, but a strength to be employed. Rather than assuming that quiet ELs are not applying themselves, we can give them the benefit of the doubt by determining their personality type and allowing for differences in learning styles and methods. When we do so, we maximize their strengths and allow them for or lead them to greater success.